This episode is sponsored in part by PTZ Optics. Why hire a camera operator when the control is in your hands? Visit ptzoptics.com for more information. And by NewTek, makers of the TriCaster TC1. Stun your viewers, not your accountant. Visit newtek.com for more information.
It's Thursday, and it's time for game time. But we are being very cautious right now. And you see me looking over because I'm watching to see if Jayde is coming back. Jayde, her headset died, and she's just in a mood. So everybody be on your best behavior, okay? So let's get the show started. Bill, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
And we also... Well, go ahead. What's that?
I said I'm happy to be here, I think.
For right now, you are.
Shut up, Bill. You're happy. Say it. Scream it.
And the voice that you heard is a very happy Jayde Shelion. You got your old headset back.
Actually, I thought that I put Jayde Shilbitch in there, but okay.
Oh, I didn't look at that. I just kind of kept it the same way here. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mo. Back joining us, we got Michael Lucas. I am so sorry.
So, hi, chat. Yeah.
It's going to be one of those days. You are now the
buffer. You're looking good there with all that red. I like it, and then the little green up. Is that green?
Yeah. It's the green from the little logo from the gimmick. Yeah, it's
you
nice.
Look very,
thank you.
You look very fancy. I like it.
Well, thank you. I dressed up just for you, so thank you.
Jeez, got his haircut last week for you. Now he's got the red going on.
He's like one of those birds.
I didn't know if
he out. You know.
I didn't know if he was trying to tell you something with the red, and yeah. This is a family show. We're not going to go down that road.
No.
I was insinuating that her headset died, and we heard some punches and smacks in the background. We didn't know if we were going to have to call 911. Hopefully, no child was injured in retrieving the headset. Let's hope. Guys, okay, we've got a super chat here from Console Fanboy about, hang on a second, 2000. Let me pull this up. Here, you read it since it's for you or about you or, yeah.
Okay, hold on, wait.
Oh, she's getting it going on here.
It has to be worthy of...
Get yourself situated.
No? Wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. Very awkward. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, $4.99 super chat from Console Fanboy. And I'd like to thank you for this, Zohar. Congrats on 2K, Shelion Gaming. The speed at which you are growing is a testament to how talented you really are. And that's very sweet. I really appreciate that super chat. Thank you, and thank you for all your support.
Guys, welcome. He's turned a new chat. We got a bunch of guys here in the chat room. I'm going to try to go through as quickly as I can. G.I. Joel, we've got Frank D, Console Fanboy, I think Horizon Dream. This is a family show. He goes, I'm out. No, it was a joke. You would have had to hear the pre-show. We've got Endless One Up, Adam Kalb, Chris McCoy. Let me see. Go down. Steve Sale. Quentin? I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your last name, but welcome. The Real Zim and Andy's Game Room. Guys, if I missed anybody's name, it wasn't on purpose.
Am I too close to my mic, Steve?
No, you actually, there you go. Now you got it right.
I spaced it out like you said.
See?
Yeah.
I'll never steer you wrong.
See?
It's all in angles. Bose Tecmo, welcome. All right, guys.
Did you see Bill? Dad's proud of us that we're getting along.
Nice. Very good, Bill.
All
right,
wait. It's early.
Let's get started. We've got a very brief Arcade 1-Up news.
Arcade 1-Up. News and notes.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody saw this today, actually, between yesterday and today. I saw this in Reddit. I saw that 7-Eleven, somebody had posted this, and I started doing some digging, went to their website, and apparently they're doing some kind of like rewards giveaway thing. They're doing a reskinned Pac-Man for Arcade 1-Up, as well as the cocktail. What?
Let me wait. Can we see that closer? That's cool.
No, it's not.
Dude, I'm
can't
a
even
collector. It's a limited edition. It has rainbow colors on it. Like I'm subdued already. I don't even care if it's good. I just want it because it's so colorful and it's.
You're joking, right? You're joking.
No, I'm serious. I have no shame right now.
You can't get this. You have to win it. You have to win it.
Well, okay. Well, then in that case, I guess that's not happening because apparently you can only win things if
next level 7-Eleven X Pac-Man prizes. You better get on the leaderboards. Somebody crawled up your shorts and died. I think. I don't know. There's a bunch of other prizes here.
Bill.
What?
Anyways,
I'm not getting in between you two on that one.
What do you think? I mean, is this even really worth talking about?
The only way you can get that is if you win it.
Yeah, it's a giveaway.
Yeah, it's a giveaway.
Oh, that is bull.
Well, no, that's what they've done before.
It's bull honky.
Moat, talk some sense into her, please, just.
Well, the objective thing would be if maybe you can see all angles of this cabinet, you can just maybe reskin it. I mean, you don't really need to win. Then you just need to hit the lottery and get a cabinet for like $300 or $200 or something, and then just put a vinyl on it. You're good. You know, I mean, probably the people who probably win this will probably won the freaking Pizza Hut one, and they'll just reskin it anyway and make it look good.
Do you really want it? Do you really want one that says 7-Eleven on it, though? In all seriousness, I mean, I could understand if you like the colors of the cabinet, but really, you want it with 7-Eleven on it?
Yes.
You're being serious. This isn't.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think it would look cool up in my game room upstairs. I think it would be a cool piece to have up there.
What's in the game room upstairs?
You know, my loft game room where all of like my console stuff is.
Oh. I didn't know if you had like a specific theme. Like a lot of people, when they collect certain things, they have like Coca-Cola.
Well, I have some posters up there, and it's kind of very it varies from like Nintendo to pop culture to like Stranger Things, and so I think that it would have a good place up there because it's very retro aesthetic. It's not like real retro, but it definitely gives off that vibe, you know, kind of like the Polycade.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Hey, don't get any ideas. I saw it first.
Hey, you can have it. I'll tell you what. I'll try. Well, see, we don't have a 7-Eleven around us, so I couldn't even enter this. We have sheets. That's what we have everywhere. Sheets. So, but if I would win it, you could have it. I'll tell them you can have it because I would do what Moat said. I'd reskin it because it's god awful. Are you sure you're not colorblind?
Wow. That's really nice.
I'm just asking.
Okay, never mind. I take that back.
I think there's something you're not telling us. Are you having a bad day today?
No, I'm having a great day. It got better when I saw that cabinet. Now I just want to win it.
Well, you can go over to 7-Eleven and try to win it. That's about the best I'm going to tell you with that. There's nothing else to talk about with it. Bill?
Look, it's not the first time that Arcade 1-Up has done stuff like this. They've done special promo cabs before that you never really see, other than things like that. I mean, what can you say? It's a reskin Pac-Man. To me, it just looks like a 12-year-old slapped a bunch of stickers on a black cab.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I bet you it's got a TN monitor too.
It probably.
I'll bet you it does. I'll bet you it's that. You know what? It might not even be the last legacy. It may be the one before that.
All right, Angels.
I don't even know if they listed like the games list on it or anything.
Angel's in the chat room. So, Angel, this is your mission. You need to get those graphics. Send them to Jayde. so that she can throw it on her. Because I want to listen. She's been talking smack now, saying that she loves the colors. You got to make the graphics so she can slap them on her Pac-Man, and we're all three of us going to hold her accountable to this because we want to see pictures with this.
I don't have a Pac-Man.
Oh,
I have a
here
Miss
comes
Pac-Man
the
cocktail
excuses
cabinet.
already. Oh, I don't have a Pac-Man.
I have a Miss Pac-Man cocktail cabinet. Didn't you just buy a Dig Dug? I like the colors on that
Yeah,
one.
the Dig Dug's nice. I do like my Dig Dug. I'm not going to lie. Which I do have a review coming out this week, and so I get to talk about how horrible the monitor is. Or is it?
Yes.
Well, for that price point, it's not.
No, I paid $199 for it.
Yeah.
So that'll be, but I Moat says reskin it. I
mean, you could reskin it if you have a Pac-Man, but I didn't even think about it until Jay actually said something about it, and I guess it will be on brand if I did actually win it. But I don't have a 7-Eleven around me either. I mean, I might be a proprietor. There might be a hat that's like a Slurpee machine and an arcade machine on the other side, so I guess it'd be on brand. But no, that means you have to go spend copious amounts of money at 7-Eleven, and the money you would just spend, you could just probably bribe somebody or get somebody to build.
Oh wait, you have to spend money to enter?
Yeah, I guess it's with like points or something like that. So you have to, redeem and enter and get lucky and all this other stuff. And yeah, no, not me, but
So Moat, wait, tell us, because she sent you a DM and said that you better stick up for me, or she's gonna like.
No,
beat
not
you.
at all, not at all. No, seriously, like,
Okay.
'cause I was literally reading the chat and I saw Jay's comment. He's like, Moat better, he needs to win it for the 7-Eleven. I'm like, wait, really? And then I read, I was like, oh yeah. He said, and now it's the 7-Eleven tournaments. I'm like, oh yeah. I do have a channel that's branded for that. So yeah, for me to be on brand. Jay just wanted to stick it in the corner. I don't really need it because it's Pac-Man. But yeah, vinyls and skins and stuff. So that's probably the easier way to do it, honestly.
Yeah.
No, I want the real thing.
You want the real Pac-Man?
No, I want like the real official one from 7-Eleven.
Does it come with a certificate or something?
Yeah, right.
It has to. I mean, it has to have some sort of proofing on it. I mean, what does the box art look like? I bet you the box art looks just like the cab, right?
You think that it's coming in a box? It's coming in a Bandai Namco Legacy box. No 7-Eleven. It's just gonna be just the cabinet.
Dude, it's coming.
assembled.
It's coming in a 7-Eleven box. Watch.
Do you even have a 7-Eleven near you?
Do I?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then you need to go.
Mostly in the areas where people get shot, but.
Well, you go right ahead and go down there.
It's hard out here.
Gunther Vincent in the Facebook chat. He goes, hope you guys are doing well. I was tuned into their show a little bit earlier today that they were doing. You guys can always check that out. If you want a show that you want to watch while you're waiting to get on this one and see this one, those guys are over there with Old School Gamer Magazine. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It'll be better than the 7-Eleven cabinet. I can promise you that. We're just going to leave it at that. Because that 7-Eleven cabinet needs to just vanish.
I like it.
All right.
It's still better than Pizza Hut.
It's better than Pizza Hut. Before we go any deeper down this rabbit hole, let's talk a little. Well, we're not going to talk AtGames, but AtGames had their big sale started today. National Owners Day. You've been hearing about it. We'll show you a little bit about it.
AtGames News and Notes.
not going to cue the PowerPoint, G.I. Joel. I'm sure you will see a ton, and I do mean a ton, of people doing videos about it and going through. What I do want to ask, though, did anybody, even the chat room, did anybody pick up anything? Was there a deal that stood out to you? Moat, did you grab anything today?
I actually completely forgot. I saw the email this morning. So legitimately, I looked at the email. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Oh wait, I just got this. And I'm like, "Wait, can we pre-order the 4K thing?" No,
not yet.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Yeah." And as soon as I saw that, I was like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Bill,
I guess I probably should go pick up freaking the pinball tables from Dr. Seuss. But I mean, what's $3? I can wait on that. I didn't pre-order anything yet. I might get tempted and order the control panel for the ALP or something, but that's about it.
Don't.
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 All right.
If you really want it, I will send you mine. Let's put it that way. Bill, did you pick up anything?
Not yet, but I am definitely looking at a couple of things. I may pick up that Activision pack just for the hell of it, because those games are so much fun, and I can play those on my Legends Pro.
Okay.
But I think the biggest thing is I think I'm going to wind up pre-ordering the upgrade board for the ALP.
Okay.
I think I'm going to throw my $50 down.
I'm interested to hear why you're going to do that. You don't have to tell us yet, but we'll kind
of stay tuned.
Okay. All right. MGK in the chat room. He says, "Hello, sir. Great
Hey,
comeback."
I'm not going to be pre-ordering anything.
I was coming to you.
Matt
Just
Gaines.
relax. I'm reading the chat room here. You've been mean to me all night, so I'm going to make you wait now. Hello, sir. Long time, great comeback. Hope all is well. Thanks for bringing on the great content. Well, we appreciate you being here. All right, Jade. Did you get your wires all situated?
Yeah.
Did you pre-order any games or anything for it?
No, I just said I'm not going to be pre-ordering anything.
Oh, okay. Well.
Okay, but see, I got the email this morning, but is there pinball on sale?
The pinball tables, like the actual.
Huh?
You can get the old table, the old what is it? I don't even know what the dot is. One dot, whatever. The one that Bill has, I think it's like what, $450, Bill, for nod.
No.
Is it more?
It's like $650. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
It's not a sale.
I think I'm thinking
when
of
it comes
Sam's
to that,
deal.
It's not a sale.
No, go to the
$650
Sam's
plus
deal.
shipping.
Yeah, no.
Plus shipping. Yeah.
No,
like
go to
$600.
Sam's. Sam's, you can
Always
get it for like
with the
$350.
shipping. Always with the
Yep.
straight up like pimp slap right in the mouth.
I
Any
have
views
questions.
portrayed by Jade today are not views posted by the rest of the panel. We do excuse her on today because she's having a rough day, but it could make for some interesting content. So I just wanted to throw that little disclaimer out there. But yeah, get it from Sam's.
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think the hardware deals, like the games or the actual machines. I still think with the Sam's Club you can get a so much better deal. I got my ALU 1.2 for $189 after doing the price matches and stuff. So it was like, I think AtGames wants like $400 or $500 for it on their site plus $100 shipping. So how do you beat that, right?
Right.
So
Free shipping.
they're not going to do three. AtGames, in all the years that I've known them, work with them,
AtGames.
they will
Start
never
doing
do it.
free shipping. You'll get more business.
That's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Nope.
So I don't know. I'm not too thrilled with. I mean, I have all the game packs, the pinball packs. I play them. I like them. We play them all the time. So I for right now, there's not really anything. On the other hand, Bill, I am not going to get the chip upgrade. There's too much controversy around it. Like, you can't just throw in your own monitor. Not that you would want to do that anyways, but
So it won't work with a 1080p monitor.
well, it's because of well, it will. But in order to get 4K, you'd have to get a LVDS
Yeah.
converter.
Yeah, you're not gonna upgrade your old machine to 4K by getting this board.
No.
You'll get the other
No.
benefits of the board, but
No,
you're not
I'm
gonna be able
saying
to upgrade to 4K.
if you don't care about 4K, can you just throw it in there?
Yes.
Yes,
It'll be a
that's the point
faster
of it. Yep.
processor. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the other point would be to play more graphically demanding games, right?
Right.
And make
Okay.
the UI move smoother, according to them.
Right. I mean, like that. I think it would be worth it though. Like if you didn't have something more powerful already, outside of your AtGames, I think it would be worth it.
I think that the 4K is for the people, both on the Legends and the pinball, for the people.
I'm not even talking about the
that
4K.
have a PC. That's why the new machines are coming out, because these guys are throwing PCs in it so that they can get 4K pinball effects. That's my guess.
Yeah. Well, if AtGames is smart, they will come out with 4K tables or upgrade the ones that they have.
I'm sure it's going to come, but it's not going to be. What do you think, Mo?
Hey, that's what she said, Steven.
Oh boy. At least you have to follow that one there, Mo.
That's okay. She said it twice. So, so I mean, there's honestly, I still don't understand the purpose behind it being 4K. I mean, just have some cool pinball would make more sense. But again, you need to have something. You need to have tables that are designed to support that. And even if you upscale it, you're still going to see like jaggies and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. I did have the thought about upgrading the board and whatever else. But then if you start with the board, then you want to do the monitor. And then you're like, okay, well, then I really do have to put an extra PC on this thing and things of that nature. Whereas like Jay's talking about just getting the board for the ALU, that makes sense. You can emulate Sega Saturn, do some PS2 stuff. Like, that makes more sense just for the processing power in itself. And you don't have to like OTG anything. You just probably just plug it up in a hard drive.
Right. Like if you want to play Tekken on MAME,
Yeah, Tekken on MAME. Now if we could parsec that gimmick or net play, that'd be great. We're not there yet.
Jayde, this question came in for you from Saved by Zero.
Okay. The real question is whether it will come with a wood grain finish. Yes, and will my house smell of mahogany?
See, you made her smile.
Rich mahogany.
Thank you, Saved by Zero. Thank you. That's the first smile we've seen from her the whole show.
Well, because see, there's actually background to that question, because he left a comment on my wood grain thing, was talking about, does your house smell of rich mahogany? And I thought that was very clever.
There it is. Well, either way, it remains to be seen what they're actually going to, do in the future. My guess, I would agree with you, Bill, that they're eventually gonna have like Dr. Seuss remastered in 4K and some of the other ones that they have. Whether that's enough for people to buy them or not, I just
see.
Know,
I think there's two sides to it, though. I think there's two sides to it. Like me and Mike are kind of talking about the like the arcade side, and you guys are kind of like into the pinball side of it. And with the pinball, I think the 4K matters more, but with the arcade aspect of it, I don't think it matters at all. I think it's just the processing power.
You're wrong, because people are hooking them to PCs with OTG and playing Killer Instinct Gold on it, and they're playing the modern Mortal Kombat's on there where you need to run 100.
You can play Killer Instinct Gold in 1080p on a screen that size, and then it's going to look good.
I'm talking about the brand new one on Steam. Maybe it's not
2013.
Gold. Yeah.
2013.
Wait, what?
The one that looks like the new Mortal Kombat. The one that's really, really awesome.
Wait.
I play it on my
Killer Instinct?
Yes, a modern one. Where have you been?
Okay, I have Killer Instinct on my.
We're not talking about arcade 1-ups style.
No, I'm talking about like the upgraded Killer Instinct, the new remake.
It's the one that came on Xbox and then they ported over to Windows Store and Steam. I literally was running tournaments
for years.
Yeah. So it's not really new, but it's new to some people.
Yeah. But you could play that in 1080p with high graphical settings, and it's going to look good on a screen that's the ALU size. I mean, I'm just saying, like, the way I'm thinking of it is like you get more processing power so you can play 3D games. That's why I was saying, like,
with the ultimate combos
to the platform.
But with the ultimate combos on that, it's the same problem that we're having with the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Arcade 1-Up. It's underpowered. It's not doing them smooth. So in order to do it smooth, they're putting it in a 4K scenario. So they have that graphical processing.
But they haven't officially said that they haven't said it's 4K 60 yet, though. They only said like what 4K.
No, 30. I'm afraid. I actually want 4K 120 is what I want. I don't want 60. I want 120.
Well, 60,
I agree with you.
60 is going to be the most cost-effective option. I mean, anything
I
with 120 hertz refresh rate, like you're up in the price by at least a couple $100.
But when you're talking about moving sprites like that, you really need to go to 120. I mean, you look at all these guys that are doing 4K 120.
What do you have? Eagle eyes?
It's
Did
just
you have like an eagle eye
feel. Like
transplant?
I don't know how to explain it. It's a feel. Like when I play on my
You see
Samsung
things from like 8 miles away.
my Samsung monitor, I can do like 263 frames per second, and it's notably difference between playing that at
Right.
60. Trust me.
Like the monitor in front of me is like 240. Like, come
Yes.
on, there's some things you need, and it's a lot.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
Right? Am I
It definitely does.
right?
No, it
Oh
makes
no,
a
you're
difference.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Do you need it? No. You could still play the game. So to answer your question, Jade, no, you do not need it. Before she like chops my head off here.
No, I mean, I see what you guys are saying, and that's true. I just think like for what you would be platforming on there, ideally, for it to actually be running anything that is like that demanding, I don't think it's even going to be able to run like software that's that demanding. Anything. I feel like KI Pro. I mean, sorry, not KI Pro. But Killer Instinct would be pushing it. Like
well,
that,
so here's the thing:
would
you
need
got
to be able to run in 4K on a setup
when
like that.
AtGames is doing it, though, they're not actually running it on the hardware. So it's running on your PC hardware, but they're using a network mirroring, like almost like a peer-to-peer. That's the best way I can explain it. But you take an HDMI and a USB cable, and you go from your PC to the AtGames, and you can switch the monitor. So you're essentially taking the PC and having that as your monitor, and you can use the trackball.
No, now it's all coming back.
So that's
together,
why I'm
like
saying
the
to
Rubik's
you-
Cube. You guys are talking about OTG, and that's what the reference was.
That's
to.
what I said earlier.
So
you're
so okay.
but you
now
yelled
I
at
get
me
it.
and
Okay.
cut me off and said that. Well, I don't think people need it.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think people need it. Like, if that's the case, like, because I mean, that's the whole point is that they're also upgrading the hardware on it so that it can run.
Yes, it's the same chipset. I think somebody found that it was the same chipset that's running in the iArcade. What's the 33?
Oh, that's not. That's
what
not
is it? The
that.
33?
Like 3588 or
Is it the
something like that?
3588? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So it's the same one which is a
I
big
think
improvement.
I think it's the 30. I think it's the 3399 or 3388. I think.
The
Whatever it
new
is, sounds
the
like a
new
tax
chip in
form.
the
And
new
there's
chip in the AtGames-
there's two generations of it though, by the way. So one generation is better than the other. Obviously, the second.
Well, Jay
hold on.
says you're wrong. He
Yeah.
needs Pac-Man in 120 frames per second. Waka waka.
Yeah, the new chip coming out from AtGames is the Rock Chip 3588.
3588.
Yeah, see, I was
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the new one.
That's what we're
is
talking
in
about. The new one.
Well,
The one that's in now is older than the iArcade.
you just said the iArcade, and the iArcade's running the 3399.
We said the new chip that's coming out is the same, if not newer, than the iArcade. That's
The
what
new one
somebody
that's
said.
coming out is like significantly better than the 3399.
Bill, which one is going to be in the new one? The 3399?
The 3588 is in the new
3588 is in the new one.
AtGames.
Okay, the 3588 is a significant boost in performance compared to the 3388.
Yeah. So either way, you need it. And here's the other thing: you can't run the new UI unless you get the new 4K machines. So even if you
Right.
upgrade your board, okay, so let's just put this out. If you upgrade your board, you cannot run that new UI.
Yeah, you can.
No, P-Dubs came out and said that you're not able to do it.
Their
Did
thing
they change
says,
it? Did they change it now? Because he came out and said
It
to
says
everybody
all new software platform Legend CEOS
on
for
the
board.
4K.
No, for the board replacement.
Because that might be a determining factor for people to upgrade. Because in P-Dub's video that he just put out like about earlier this week, he said that it's only going to run on because he was talking about how you can't just slap a new, like if you want a TV and you want to take the plastic off of it and throw it in there.
Right.
Like-
no,
like
that
Doug
you
did.
can't do.
Right. He said you can't do that. So that would be
Yeah.
interesting. I'm going to have to check that out. If that's the case, Bill, then that would be
Yeah,
you
because
just-
I think the new UI is based around the better processor chip. That's the whole point.
Mm.
is
Right.
because it's a better processor chip. So
That's
they're
what I was
able
going
to
to say.
do
So the
more
software
with
would
the
be
new UI.
compatible
It
with the
doesn't
hardware.
matter. It doesn't matter.
It
if
does-
it's
it does say
1080p
on the
or
website.
4K.
It
On the
is
website, it does say all new software platform Legend CEO.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does say it.
And by the way, at what point does AtGames decide they're not going to support the old ones with firmware upgrades anymore?
I know.
But if you
I
have the new
know.
board, they'll still even if it's not the 4K machine.
You might have just convinced me with that.
If you're running coin ops, though, I mean,
Which
I don't
is
think
what
it's
I
as
do.
big of a deal. But looking at the rock chip, the 3588 is using OpenGL ES 1.1, 2.0, 3.2, and CL 2.2, and it's also able to use the Vulkan engine.
Yeah.
And then I think there's two different variants of the chipset, one having more RAM than the other. But it's basically like I think you could compare it to like a Pi 5, is my understanding. So it's pretty powerful. I don't know. I saw the new 5 setup running like Dreamcast games and some other stuff, and it was pretty impressive.
Well, I think that's what people want. They want to be able to run, PlayStation 1 and
Well, it runs PlayStation 1 right now. You can do PlayStation 1 on the current build board, but the new board will let you do PS2, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, things of that nature.
But do they have even the Pi, the older Pi, I think it's the Pi 3. I can run some Nintendo 64 games and even some Dreamcast games. But some of the faster ones like Soul Calibur,
Yeah, no,
they just don't run. So
you need at least a Pi 4 for those.
On the play, I guess that's what I'm asking. So with the PlayStation games, Mo, in your experience with this, because I don't play any of the PlayStation ones on there, have you been able to play just about anyone you threw at it, or is there some of them that you're like, could use some more processing power?
From what I've been told, the 2D fighters and some of the 3D fighters work just fine. I haven't done it yet. I've been living vicariously through Travis because gosh darn it, I'm on time.
It's all Travis.
No, literally,
I'm just kidding.
No, like he literally pitched it for me like a week. He's like, bro, install this. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yo, I deleted the RPGs. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, you should play it. I'm like, I'm gonna get to it eventually. But yeah, it works. There's a video. I forget the gentleman, but he has a video out with the whole script and everything else of it running. So it does function right now with PS1. It's just more the PS2 and the higher demanding stuff. Like the when you said Vulkan, the first thing I thought of was like, oh well, Vulkan. So maybe can we get some like Dolphin emulation on there? Can we run a little bit of
like if it's running that API, that should definitely open up doors like PS2 and Dolphin and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, and if people, because it's all about the software optimization, like how well it's synced with the hardware, So if you've got people out there who can pull off PS1 games on the ALU, like I'm sure that they're going to be able to get some pretty good emulation, at least once they get it optimized on some of those later gen consoles as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
I just run coin ops. It's so much easier. We're going to get to Bill's segment here on Game Boy on a Switch, coming up here for the retro spotlight here, retro gaming spotlight. But I did want to put out to everybody because I've been trying. I was telling Jade she needs as long as she's not going to be cranky, she needs to fly in. I've been telling a lot of the content creators here about the Cleveland Gaming Classic, which is coming up here in September. I know it's a while away, so Jade, you got a lot of time yet. Got a lot of time to come on out here. I heard Michael B's going to be going. They're gonna be bringing the crew. I was like, look, I'm going to be streaming live from the floor. That's the plan. I'll have my mini studio there. We'll be able to do interviews and stuff and cover the place, walking the floor.
Is there do they have free drinks there or anything?
Well, considering there's kids there, probably not. I'd probably be the after party. So I would say it's probably going to be the after parties that you would have to go to.
You're a party pooper.
Not me. I'm not in charge of this thing here.
I want to get like belligerently drunk on the gaming floor, in like some cosplay outfit too.
Oh my goodness.
And then start like giving you glass hats or something.
So if you guys are going to be around in September, come on out. I think it's going to be a good time. We're going to be here.
I'm stressing Bill out. Like, look at him.
He's
stressed out. Right
now. I know.
I'm stressing him out.
We're all going to have to go just to keep you in check, I think.
Well, I heard yesterday. Glenn told me he's going. He was talking to.
I heard
Glenn's
her say something about Slave Princess Leia. I don't know. Slave Princess. Oh boy.
On that note, it's time for the retro gaming spotlight.
Okay.
Let's get to that.
Retro Gaming Spotlight.
So
So recently, Nintendo added the ability to play Game Boy games through their Nintendo Switch Online service. And while the starting lineup is actually pretty great, and they have announced a handful of other titles that will be coming at some point, of course that got me thinking, well, what other games could they announce for the Game Boy service? And while that video could probably take hours and hours because there were so many and so many great games available on Game Boy, I decided to narrow it down to about 6 here that I would love to see added to the service. Again, these are in no particular order. This is no way a final list, but just some that came to mind that I would love to see. Let us know in the chat if you agree or if there are games that you particularly would love to see added to the service. So first up is Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters. Now, I'm a big fan of the original Kid Icarus on NES. I always felt like that game was kind of a sleeper game, very much overshadowed by its kind of spiritual cousin, Metroid. So any other Kid Icarus games that they can make available for us to play would be a welcome addition. All right, up next, this is Golf. This is the original golf game that came out for the Game Boy. And while I know there's a lot of different ways to play golf on Switch, and other games that came after this, arguably Mario Golf for Game Boy Color being a better game even than this one, I have huge nostalgia for playing this original golf game on my Game Boy back in the day. So I would love to see this particular version make it to the Game Boy for the Nintendo Switch Online service. Alright, this is Mario and Yoshi. This is a kind of unique puzzle game, and of course puzzle games were all the rage back in the days of the original Game Boy. This is definitely a fun one, and one that I would love to see come to the system. Alright, how about a little Donkey Kong? This was a great Game Boy game back in the day because it really added to what the original Donkey Kong was. It wasn't just a port of the arcade. It added a lot of different levels to it. And again, I just think it would be a fun addition to the online service. So when the Game Boy games launched for the Nintendo Switch Online, they added Super Mario Land 2. And this is the original Super Mario Land. And I have to say, while I do enjoy the Super Mario Land 2, I probably have more nostalgia for the original. So I would love to see this get added as well. Alright, and finally, you can't talk a Game Boy without talking Pokemon. Of course, Pokemon originated on the Game Boy with Pokemon Red and Green. This is the Pokemon Yellow version, which I know has been released before for 3DS and other systems as well, but definitely one I would love to see come to the Game Boy. Really, any of the original Pokemons would be fantastic, but I have a special place in my heart for Pokemon Yellow because I'm a huge Pikachu fan. So, there you go. And that's going to do it. Let me know your take on the games that I've mentioned. Let us know if you agree, if you disagree, if there are games that you would love to see come to the system for Game Boy. And now, back to game time.
All right, so that's just a small list of some of the games that I thought would be great if they brought them over to the Game Boy. I know some of those for sure have to come over at some point. Kid Icarus for sure I would absolutely love to see. The original is such a great game, and we really don't have a ton of Kid Icarus games, so getting that on Game Boy would be fantastic. So, yeah, I just kind of put this out there, hoping other people have ideas of games that they would like to see.
Unless you're Jade and you have all the originals and they're like cellophane and boxes in immaculate condition.
Well, and Steven, we can't all be like you and get, free Game Boys with a ton of games and not care about Switch.
Wait, what? Wait, what was this?
No, he got a good deal on it. I was kidding. He got a good deal.
So I go to all these. I go to all these like Salvation Army. Well, not Salvation Army, but Goodwills. I go to pawn shops and I get all these games for like $1 or $2 a piece, like PS3, PS4, Xbox. And then I'll buy duplicates of ones that are of value. And so I just throw them on the shelf. I had a couple Wii U's that weren't games that weren't open. I ended up having almost $350 in credit of value with that. And they're never going to give you that. They're going to give you about half of that. So the one retro store gave me $150 or maybe it's $165. I forget. And so I was able to get a Game Boy, original Game Boy, and a few games for basically nothing. Because the games that I bought that were of value, was only like $20 worth. So him and Glenn always got mad because that's how I build my collection. I buy stuff like that, and
No.
you can build a collection by doing that.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. There's a pawn shop by me that literally I picked up a Game Boy Color and a copy of Pokemon Crystal for $20.
Yep.
And then like literally like all the Wii and Wii U games like Smash Bros and everything else is like $2 a shot. So yeah, no, absolutely. I'm like, oh wait.
So Jade,
yeah, no, that...
when are you going to take yours to the pawn shop? And let me know what pawn shop you're taking them to too.
What? No, sorry. Somebody just sent me this, and I was like, I couldn't stop looking at it. It's this actual Star Wars arcade.
When are you picking it up?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, anyways, it's like in mint condition, but it's $3,200. No.
All right, this ability's got a great question in the chat room. We're gonna pull that one up. Here he goes. Question: do we really want all the classics on the Switch, or do we just want new made games such as Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, etc.? And I kind of said the same thing to Bill. I was like, I don't want to spend all this money to do the online service for games that are in black and white on an OLED Switch. Am I the only one that's thinking like that, or?
Well, I think it's good for people who don't have the original hardware, or don't know how to use emulation or stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where that's kind of it's a loaded question. Well, do we want new games? Yeah, we know we're going to get new Marios and Donkey Kongs and Zeldas. We know all that already. But when it comes to the classics, like I think next month they're shutting down the eShop on the Wii U. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, well, the games coming to the Switch is great, but I hate the fact that they're locking them behind a paywall where they could easily just, they could just sell them like they were on the 3DS for like $10 a shot for Pokemon, wherever else. It's not like this is hard for them to put into their infrastructure. The stuff's already coded in. All they got to do is sell it. But so I mean, it's cool that it's on there, but I think there needs to be more accessible options for people who don't want to be locked into the expansion pack.
Yeah, I'd rather buy the games for like $1.99 a piece or something like that on there for the games that I want. Like, I don't want the whole collection.
Look, all things considered, I wish they had just gone with the virtual console like they had on Wii and Wii U and let you buy the ones that you want outright, as opposed to, like you said, having it be just part of a service or whatever. But it's what they decided, and it's what's out there. So, look, if I'm going to be paying $50 a year or whatever for this service, I want you to put games on there. I want it worth my money.
Right. And they're smart about it because they're trickling it out. They're doing it like this month we're giving you 2 games. Let's be real. I could care less about Alone in the Dark on the Game Boy Color. Care less, but for every Alone in the Dark, you're going to get your Pokemon. For every Japanese port that they put out, you're going to get, Oracle of Seasons or Agents. You know what I mean? Like it's the ebb and flow of it all when they can easily just sell it. But if they sell it, then you can't keep people continuing their subscriptions. And they're literally trying to get their Netflix on. That's what Nintendo's doing. It is what it is.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I just think, though, like, I don't know if smart is the right word, maybe shiesty, but
that's all
companies.
But yeah.
But on a serious note, I mean, like, if you think about it, though, like you said, you made a really good point, Mike. You said that they already have the infrastructure for it. And that's like one thing, like, if you really think about it, like, how bad would it hurt them financially, if at all, to leave that infrastructure running for people who are still using that hardware, like the Wii U, the 3DS and stuff like that? I mean, it's older technology, but it's like all of their stuff is tailored for it already, so it's not like they're gonna lose money. They're gonna still make money if people are still using those to buy stuff on those platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you don't really need it. Let's be real. I've got the whole freaking Game Boy library on here, so it doesn't bother me any. But it's just more of one of those things where if you have the opportunity to maybe trade Pokemon via Link and whatever else using their service. I mean, it takes you back to at least when I was in high school. I don't know about some of y'all, but you know what I mean? Like, that's a great feeling. So,
Oh yeah, and look, don't get me wrong. I just ordered. I'm waiting on an Ambernick RG35XX. I'm gonna have a little mini portable that's gonna play all the Game Boy games because it's gonna come with most of them. I still want them on the Switch though. I'm paying for the service. Put them on there.
Which one did you get, Bill?
It's the 35XX. It's the
That's
Like
$70 one.
it's the grade down from the one that you got. Jayde, 'cause
Oh,
It was
okay.
only
Okay.
$60.
I think you're really gonna like it though.
It's
Yeah.
They're
That's
really
the newer
cool.
model one, right? The bigger
Yes.
screen. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. That thing's sexy.
I haven't
yeah.
picked it up yet. She told me to
Ooh,
pick it up.
baby. Ooh, baby,
Well,
baby.
so speaking of purchasing
Oh, boy.
things,
Uh,
so we want to get into some of this Sony news. I bit the bullet and I pre-ordered the Horizon bundle for the PSVR 2. It will be here tomorrow. I thought
I
it
like
would
how
be
you
here
say
today.
bit the bullet.
Well, because I have the VR1 and I have the Oculus, and there's some things that are coming that I was privy to. Sony sent me an email, and I was kind of
Oh.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get on with this. I am gonna get on with this. I'm gonna buy this because I have a feeling. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. But
so now we know the truth. Here comes the shilling.
I paid
Yeah,
for
here it
it.
is.
No. I listen. I paid. It was
Here
600.
comes the shill plane.
No.
Here.
$661, man. Like it's not cheap. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna wait, but it's like, I don't know. I'll let you know tomorrow.
It's just like buying a 1-up. That's exactly the cost.
Well, so
of the
that was.
1-up
See,
at the
I
store,
could have bought
right?
the 7-Eleven one up, and I decided to buy the Sony PSVR 2.
Okay, roll the segment. That's it.
Well, no, that is this. I'm not rolling the segment. I'm just saying. So that's coming tomorrow. Did anybody else? I saw in the chat room some of the folks were saying that they pre-ordered the VR. Are you guys interested at all in VR mode? Are you at all? I mean, do you have VR1 or do you Oculus or Meta?
So I was gonna get the VR one, but then I saw there was like 7 cables, a standalone box, and all this other stuff. And at the time, I'm like, hooking this up to a PS4 Pro, that's not ideal. I do have an Oculus 2. It's up there on top of the AtGames or whatever else, and we stream. We play like Among Us VR and stuff like that on Sundays. But like, I wanted to get the PSVR 2 because honestly, it would give me a reason to use the PS5.
There's only one wire.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the big selling point, one wire. And it's the same, where I can just literally hook up a capture card. We can do it all. And then some of the stuff that's coming out for it, I'd like to experience, and it has my attention. But I guess it's the real question for people is it feasible to you if you don't have a PS5? Because you have to get a console and then spend another $599, $650 to get in the door, and I guess for me, yeah, it's cool. Like you said, it's in the A1 up. So I don't buy a deluxe cabinet or I don't do whatever, fine. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in the tech. The tech is what really has me curious about
That's what I'm curious about.
But-
the Garage Gamer says he has it and it's pretty awesome. I'm worried about the motion sickness because I got that in the VR1. I couldn't keep it on for 10 minutes without getting motion sickness. The Meta, I can wear that for hours and not have an issue.
Yep. I think the only deterrent for that. I think the only deterrent is like that it's not backwards compatible, and I think that's a big fail.
That is bad.
That's a big fail for Sony. Literally, you're forcing people to buy.
But VR is also based on hardware capabilities.
True.
So like, I mean, for it not to be backwards compatible, it kind of makes sense because if it's a more advanced headset, it's probably going to require more processing power, memory, whatever bandwidth to use it properly or whatever. Because I'm just assuming, like I haven't really looked into the PSVR 2, but it's going to be running on a higher resolution. It's going to be capable of higher frame rates, like et cetera, so on and so forth. And on that note, like it's interesting to think about, like you said. You have to buy a PS5 and then you have to buy the VR headset and then you can do the VR thing. But if you were to go like the PC route,
it's even more expensive.
With like a gaming setup, it would technically be more expensive. So that's probably like the easiest, most highest performing route that you could go for the price point.
No, I agree with that. I want to ask you guys too. I was looking at GameStop and I was talking to Bill about this before the show started. Mike Hawk in the chat room, he says he got his arrived and he's been playing Horizon today. He got the $549 version and it was a free demo Horizon. It was good. Was just playing. I want to do the Star Wars. So I looked at GameStop and I looked at Walmart. Nobody has any physical copies. So I'm wondering, is this right now strictly physical copies straight through PlayStation and that the GameStops and Walmarts and all these other places are not going to come out with these games and the VR for a week or so? Is this just a Sony thing right now? I haven't researched. I just went to Sony because they sent me the invite. Like I'm sure you guys all got an invite if you have a PlayStation 5. They send you an invite to buy it, so that's how I did it. That way you're guaranteed it, right? You're not jumping through hoops and bots and sold out, checking this GameStop, that GameStop. So I didn't want to do that. But that's the only thing I was a little concerned with, because I really hope that they're going to actually do they're doing physical discs with this. Now I know the Horizon, it's a digital copy that's coming with it.
Well, I wouldn't count on that. I mean, everybody's just kind of slowly migrating.
I know,
to the
it scares
digital
me.
space,
Yeah.
especially with VR. What's coming eventually is just cloud only. God, dude, when that day comes, I just won't be able to play video games anymore.
that's
I say that now, but
well, and that's what we were talking about, because today Sony unveiled. Well, I shouldn't say they unveiled. They did their state of play, and I'm kind of curious. Did anybody besides Mike and myself? Did anybody? Bill, you watched it, right?
I did watch it. Yep.
I'm kind of curious what everybody's thoughts are. Let me scoop past some of this stuff here. Were you guys impressed by anything that they showed, or were I know Jayde, you were driving, so this is probably your first time getting to see this. They showed a lot of the VR.
I saw some screen caps. I mean, to be honest, just from the brief look that I saw, like I thought it looked cool, but it wasn't anything that was like really drew me in.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? Anything jump out at you on this? Because there's a few games that kind of jumped out.
As far as VR or just the
Just
state of play
across in the state of the play, yeah.
So I was asleep the first 15 minutes of this because VR is cool. Like, listen, the VR is cool, but it's all a lot
Thanks,
of it
Mike.
right now is on rails and things of that nature, right? And honestly, people didn't wake up, and let's be honest, no one woke up until they showed the Street Fighter 6 trailer.
Yep,
and
Probably true.
That happened, and then they showed RE4, which was cool. They showed the like new IntelliCube kind of game, like
that was
Humanity.
okay. Yeah,
it's I thought too deep about this because I'm like, it's I thought way too deep about this game, and then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, man's best friend, it's a dog, but the dog, you're the dog, and you're leading humans to like being sacrificed, whatever. Like it's a whole deeper meaning thing with me, and it was like, and then Roderick's like, maybe they just did it because it's a dog. I'm like, yeah, that would probably be the simple answer,
Uh-huh.
Suicide Squad was actually impressive because they showed actual gameplay, and that was a lot better than what I thought that they've shown in any of the trailers or anything of that nature. It was considering the other state of plays have been kind of bad. Yeah, this one's actually pretty decent, all things considered.
The last state of play that I saw that drew me in was, when they had the sequel to Horizon.
mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, obviously, like SF6 is a given, but I don't feel like it's like they did anything special, really.
Well, I mean, we can debate about this because they showed Zangief, and Zangief, they didn't show Bennett, they didn't show Green Hand, but they did show the Cyclone Parry for Zangief. They came up with a new meme, and Thirst Trap Cammy is now a thing now.
Yeah, no.
Wait. Can I just say one? Let me just say one thing about this though. Listen, if I'm not up on recent backstories, forgive me here, but really, in today's with where we are politically right now with Russia, Zangief, I don't know. Maybe I thought too deep on that one.
Yeah, I think you went.
Yeah.
I think because I was like,
I didn't go that deep.
Hey,
I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know.
Bill,
Aren't they like the bad guys again now?
Just because he's the bad guy doesn't really mean he's a bad guy.
listen, the standout of this play
Okay,
was
right.
Suicide
You got me on that
Squad.
one.
Suicide Squad is like the game to get. Like that's gonna be like that's my top. But what I was disappointed with is they've been hyping up the Spider-Man 2, and we got nothing.
Nothing.
I even told my son, I'm like, he's like, did they announce Spider-Man 2? And I'm like, no. And he's because we were playing Fortnite while I was running this, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, I've already seen some game trailers of that, and I'm like, really? You're not gonna announce it? Did anybody hear if it got delayed or anything?
No, they're probably saving that for E3.
Dude, Miles Morales was so good.
Yeah,
That was a
great.
good game.
That's what I'm
PC,
saying. So this is going to be the part 2 to that. Like I want that game like that.
Yeah,
that and
Miles, I put so many hours into that game. It's just such a good game.
Yeah.
It was like it really came out like I thought it was going to be good, but I mean, like once you actually play through it, like it made me cry a couple times. Like it was that
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it was a double dip game. Literally had it on PS5, have it on PS5, and I literally bought it on PC. It's literally a double dip. But there was some cool stuff like this game right here that they're showing, where if you blink, the stage changes and whatever else. Like there was some innovative stuff shown
Yeah,
today.
kind of unique. Yeah.
The blink of an eye.
Yeah, I'm
What
surprised
was-
nobody's talking about a Mortal Kombat 12 getting leaked today by the during the press event. But
So I'm surprised, Jade.
Was it really?
yeah, during the Warner Brothers Discovery business call, the shareholders meeting. Yeah, it was leaked. It was confirmed. It was just like, yeah, Mortal Kombat 12 and Suicide Squad. You know what I'm saying? We're expecting big things from them, and I'm just like,
I'm surprised
Cool.
Jade doesn't want Suicide Squad because it's kind of a cross between like a cyberpunk meets like the DC universe.
yeah, it has like a Sunset Overdrive. Feel
Yeah,
to it.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
literally, it's great, and it's 4-player co-op. Like that's
It's
Yeah.
it's gonna be pretty, it's
It's
gonna
funny.
be, and the graphics on it were almost like movie quality. Like I was really impressed.
What is this Bungie game?
oh, this is Destiny 2. This is Lightfall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I can
For a second, it looked like what's that game that Bethesda's coming out with? The Star.
Or
Starfield
Starfield or
Destiny
whatever.
Fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really want to get that.
Jade wants this one.
You know, I'm glad they gave this a release date because they've shown this trailer like 4 times.
Yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
tired of seeing it. I'm like, all right, cool.
This
And
looks like a
actually,
pretty
if
good
you're
game.
on, I think it's PlayStation Plus Premium, that game's
Mhm.
going to be free.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, they're just going to add that to Premium, which I don't know what that says about the
Lightsabers.
game.
Look at that lightsaber fighting. That's great.
When this started coming down, I kept
Mm.
hearing, "We don't need no."
Look at that. It's great. All you gotta do, look, all you gotta do is throw some
Nah,
Star Wars music behind it.
When they were walking,
Yeah.
they had it coming down. That's
it
all I
looks
kept
like
thinking
one of
of.
those phone games.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of it, but this is another interesting one too. I wouldn't say, like I said, I wouldn't say it's a run out and buy.
You mean Furry's Rock Band?
You know what I really want? What I've really
Now
been waiting
Naruto,
for,
that's the one I was excited for.
what I've really been waiting for is the Cyberpunk 2077 DLC.
Well, it's called Suicide Squad, except it works.
No, like the actual.
I'm just kidding.
It was originally supposed to come out next month, right?
Well, they had talked about it being like in the first half of 2023. So, but it's called like Liberty, or is it Liberty? I can't even remember what it's called. But I mean, I saw the trailer to it, and my heart almost stopped.
This game actually, and I'm not a Naruto fan, but this game actually looks like you're watching anime. I think
Yeah.
they did a really good job on it.
They're getting so much closer to that, where you're basically just
Fast
playing anime
paced.
at
See, this is
point.
where you need 120 frames per second to really appreciate
I think
that.
it is. I think.
Oh, I'm sure
I think,
it's
like
gotta be.
You
there's
probably
there's
could
some
with
games.
5, yeah.
Well, no, I just mean like the crossover between what looks, animated versus I think like we're actually past it, and I think that's why it's like it's getting harder and harder to differentiate. I mean, like there are even some games where the interaction and the people, like the textures and the peoples and the characters and the environments look so real that it's like it almost like freaks my brain out. I think I remember with Cyberpunk when I ran it like just specced out the first time, I was like, holy cow, this is insane. Like this, it's
Yep.
just so, and like the environment feels so realistic, and I'm just looking at the screen like,
It's like
pretty
this
cool.
game. This
This
doesn't
game
interest.
looks
It
Oh,
looks
yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
but I'm not
Yeah.
interested in it. But it does
Yeah.
look amazing.
Yeah.
Like if you're into this type of style of gameplay, I'm not a medieval game person. Just, ugh.
Nah, see, I like this. I'm an old D&D nerd, so
That's
I love
fine.
this stuff.
my
They
brother
showed
was like
Yu-Gi-Oh. They did show
huge
Yu-Gi-Oh
into
too.
WoW and Baldur's Gate.
That's what I was gonna say. It almost reminds me of a modern day World of Warcraft.
Yeah, well, WoW and Baldur's Gate were both like same era, aren't they?
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
They're pretty.
something like that.
Let me see. What's this one here? Oh, here. Let me back it
Street
up.
Fighter.
Let
There's
me
your Street
back it up.
Fighter.
Bill's triggered.
Yeah. Hey, look, don't get me wrong. I actually like Zangief. To be honest with you, it was just almost a little surprising.
I thought the pro wrestling. I thought the angle that they did in the beginning here was pretty cool.
Yeah.
How they had him.
I really like how this one is, because they always go with kind of like this street style, but like for example, what is it? Third Strike and then Second Impact, it had a very hip hop vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this one kind of like I feel like it kind of picks up that hip hop vibe and like mixes it into this really, I don't even know what word to use to describe it, but I really like it. I like the way that they're doing it.
Now, would you guys consider putting this, if you could, into an arcade and playing it that way?
Yes. So literally, that's one of the only reasons that I'm actually interested in the Arcade Legends 4K unit, only because the idea is literally to OTG with a PS5 or something and literally just play stuff like this on it.
Put a USB encoder on it and rock and roll. No, that's a good thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because this could be really fun. Because that was what I saw when I was playing it. I said to my son, I was like, I got to try to put this on.
I want to get a Bulicks.
Yeah. Here's the thing though with Street Fighter 6 that I'm curious about. How much of it is just the straight up fighting like that, and how much of it is the free open world roaming around that they've been showing? So if you're just interested in the fighting aspect of it, do you even care about all that other stuff?
So the story mode is that's why the created characters there. You get to go and train with masters and whatever else. They literally kind of ripped off NBA 2K. So whatever, but you get to roam around you get to roll all around Metro City, and and you can learn under different masters and adapt certain different moves and things of that nature. Whoever you work with, that's who you train with, and there's been some unique character customizations.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's all kinds of little things you can do. Even in the Battle Hub, you can go in the Battle Hub and be online and not even play Street Fighter. You can go play Final Fight online and play with somebody else. There's different things that you can do inside of Street Fighter 6. But a lot of
It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a massive undertaking. So I'm genuinely curious about how this is going to go.
Bo says open world is optional. He heard.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Bo, it's like the park. Exactly. It's just like the park.
Yeah.
So I like.
Okay, that's cool.
I like campaigns and stuff. I would actually probably play that. I do that with Call of Duty. I play that more. I play the campaigns more than I do.
Yeah. No, I like the idea. I'm thinking strictly from a straightforward, like Moat was saying, throw it in an arcade kind of a thing. Do you want to play the open world part if you're on your Legends?
If it's in an arcade, it depends. If it's like a beat 'em up style, where like a final fight would be, then you'd probably do it. But the fighting aspect. You'd probably do that.
I'm not gonna lie, Cammy looked good.
No, that was when she did that. That was literally a callback to the Street Fighter 2 animated movie in the beginning when she killed took out the
politician.
Yeah.
That's a wicked. That is a wicked anime sequence too. Like the actual, it's really good. Street Fighter 6 is very exciting. Like I've been trying to like kind of ignore it because I have major FOMO for it, and I'm butthurt that I missed the open
open beta.
Beta 2. Beta 2. Yeah.
I missed them.
Yeah, I missed them. And so I'm just like trying to like quiet it in my mind until it gets released.
Elmo Watches Wrestling says Call of Duty VR would be a legit military training. That would be pretty interesting to try to play. I would pull up the comment, but I don't want it to go over top of the video right now. But I'll mention comments. Paul Barris says, "How about a Mandalorian VR game?" It's not a bad idea.
An open world Star Wars VR game would be amazing.
Worst Jago says the open world stuff is totally optional, referring to Street Fighter. He said if you just want to fight people online, you can do that as well.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I think Street Fighter 6 is going to be really cool. I think
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna put it out there. But
I feel like it was like Street Fighter 4, and then 5 was good, but it was like intermediary, and then it's like 6 is going to be like the next big Street Fighter,
But I understand now why they showed this
it's
last
like Star Trek movies. Only the even ones are good.
And I think they actually I mean, like when they showed this, I was like, holy moly! Like this. Let me get past his yakking. Let's go into it. I mean, look at that. They did
the game looks a lot better.
phenomenal job. Like I wish they
okay,
redo.
This is Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I wish they do Arkham like this all over again. Like
I said
Wait.
that. I said, how did this game have better traversal than Gotham Knights?
yes, Gotham Knights and Batman.
Okay,
Arkham.
yeah, that actually does look pretty cool.
Doesn't it? But doesn't now? Do you see where I say it has like that
definitely
cyberpunk feel?
Yeah, I like it that it's like kind of got that teched out dark feel to it.
Yep.
But, I mean, I'm looking at the mechanics of it and everything. Like it'll be interesting to see though, because I mean to really see it in action and see what the appeal is, because it does look very cool. So you're getting some.
Those
I
are
don't know
my
if that's
top
your
two
feed
right
or
now to
something.
pick up is the Street Fighter and this. I'll probably get my son both.
This
of
is
these.
this is
when-
definitely going to be more fun though if you play it with people.
When is this going to come out?
May, I think.
I was gonna
May
say I think it was
26th.
May or
May
June.
26th.
Yeah, it is May 26th. It's the week before Street Fighter.
If this
Yeah.
is like a GTA style thing, but with like all this kind of craziness, like that would be really cool as well.
kind of-
Like if you could play online like that would be
Yeah.
rad.
Yeah, you can play online with like 4 people currently right now, and then there's stuff supposed to be coming out afterwards. It's got like a big like Crackdown 1 feel to it, with like the movement and things.
I have
like AOE attacks.
I half expected them to do like they did with Resident Evil, have like an add-on patch that you can play VR with this. Because I just did the Resident Evil Village download, which was free for the VR2 when it gets here, and because I already own Village for PS5, so I half expect them to do that with this, going along with what you said earlier, Jade, about probably going to be digital. That's what they're going to do. You're going to buy the original game and play it if you want to play it like a platform like this, or once you buy it, you get the digital download. And Bill, that could go also to why some of the games are going to $70 and higher.
And
in some of the instances.
The biggest drawback of digital stuff though is this: I can't unplug my system, take it somewhere else, and pop my card in or pop my CD in and just play the freaking game.
Or if your kid has a PS5 like mine does, he can't take my headset and take it upstairs if it's all digital and tied to my account, because he has his own account.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's very lock and key.
So that's the bad side of it. So, and Bill, you brought up like the Nintendo Direct was a bit better than this, and I
thought so, yeah.
But Nintendo's had a lot worse. But now there's another Nintendo Direct coming up on the 10th where they're going to show the final promo, I guess, of the new Super Mario Brothers movie that's going to release. What is it, April 28th? I think it is for the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Sometime in April, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. The date.
I seen a comment in the chat room. Somebody said, "Oh, the new Switch is going to be announced." I don't believe so. It's not. It's just going to be strictly about the movie. I don't think we're going to see a new Switch for a couple of years yet. That's
definitely not this year.
Yeah, they said that in the tweet. They said it's literally no game announcements, no new hardware. It's strictly
for
the trailer. Yeah.
So, but I think they're still coming out with games for the Switch. I don't foresee it.
Well, that's because they're just finally learning how to freaking optimize what they have in the Switch. I mean, if you look at Metroid Prime Remastered, that's how the games probably all should look. They're going to get another 3 years. They're going to get another 3 years out of the Switch. I think the first console is going to be 10 years, a 10-year cycle. Because usually Nintendo cycles run off of 5.5, 6 year cycles, and we're past that now. So this is literally probably going to be the first one that gets 10 years.
So what do you think, Jade? Is this a buy from what you're seeing?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to see more, but I think that it looks cool. It looks like it has a lot of potential. But I was gonna say I'm gonna have to double back, I think, on my initial findings or considerations for Metroid Prime remastered, and I think I'm gonna end up getting a physical copy and having to get it because Bo says it's really good.
Oh yeah, Metro Prime is good. I have it too. It's really good.
Yeah.
And so I'm intrigued, and I've heard like only good things about it. So
yeah, we have to find a physical copy first. So good luck.
Yeah. No, I think I'm gonna order one off Play Asia. You can order them right now, and they ship on March 3rd.
So I'm just going to skip ahead to this. We're going to wrap up this portion of it here. We don't need to watch the rest of this. If you didn't see it, go check it out. It's up on YouTube. But I wanted to kind of show you guys the games and whatnot, what I thought was cool. Jayde, do you want to give us a prerequisite of your segment that you've got here?
I have a problem. Hi.
Well, we know that.
My name is Jayde.
It's me. Hi.
So what's this video about?
Well, so Danny, my friend, he's always got the arcade juice flowing, and so basically he convinced me to trade him my Big Red, but in return, I get the Fast and the Furious, the HS5 Neo Geo 4 slot, and then another Dynamo. And I'm not sure if it has Neo Geo or Capcom in it, but I was like, all right, just whatever you got, I'll take it because I'm going to convert it to a Capcom cab. So
nice.
Anyways, this segment right here is just basically about the latest pickup that I got, which was the HS5, and I'm still waiting on one more, but this is the latest. What's up, everyone, and welcome to this week's arcade pickup. So I'm very excited to show you guys this Dynamo HS5 that I was able to get from Danny. Now, when I first got it from him, it was a little bit more beat up, but to be honest, it wasn't the worst I've ever seen one. I basically took apart the marquee, the control panel, cleaned everything completely inside and out, used all of the parts that it came with, replaced the springs in the joystick, and then put a fresh coat of paint on the front kick plate, as well as the coin door protector. Now, I did have to trade in my Big Red, but I got the HS5 and Fast and Furious, and there is another cab on the way for that. The great thing here is that I was able just to transfer over all of my Neo Geo games, and once I replaced a few switches and got everything cleaned up like I was talking about, everything is working beautifully. The monitor was actually in really good condition, but I did really have to do some tweaking to get it to look good. So as you can see, I'm switching through the games here. I've got Samurai Showdown, Bust-A-Move, Metal Slug 5, and of course Neo Turf Masters. So it's crazy, this thing had all the gear from the 90s, and it also had a glass bezel. That's right, a solid glass bezel. Now, while it's very heavy, the nicest thing about it is that you don't have to worry about scratches. So with a little bit of elbow grease and $0, I was able to get this cabinet back up to speed, and it is running beautifully. I love this cab. Looking forward to sharing my next pickup with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this segment. Worst Jago says, that guy must have really wanted the Big Red. He did. I was like holding it too. I was like, and he was like, come on, I'll give you one more.
I'm surprised you did it for that, just to be quite honest.
Well, I really loved the Big Red, but I mean, I also, it was very hard to turn down basically 3 free cabs. I mean, he technically got 2 of these for free anyways, so it was like one of those deals that just worked perfectly for both of us. And then he was like, oh, my friend has an extra cab that he's just going to give to me. He's like, so I'll give you that one. And I was like, all right.
she's like, if you have to, but I don't know. Wait.
What's crazy is I've gotten out of all. Sorry, Steven. I've gotten out of all the Neo Geo cabs that I've gotten so far. I think I've gotten like 8 MBS cards.
I want to show everybody something. We were discussing this during her.
What's up?
Let me pull this up real quick. Okay, we're gonna skip ahead here. Okay, wait. I gotta go to where the screen goes dark. So you guys wanted to know where Evil Jayde came from. Take a look at that screen right there. Okay. This is what happened before the show. Like Evil Jayde, it jumped into Jayde, so you can see it right there. I just wanted to show you that, just so you knew. Like,
real Jayde is trapped in the mirror world right now.
She's trapped. She's stuck there. but I was even saying, man, I would love to have that Fast and the Furious, man. You got, you stepped in something to get that, man, and it looks immaculate. Like, you did a really good job with it. I love the lighting accents on it. Man, it brings back a lot of memories from that time period.
That was a crazy, crazy lucky find. I mean, he got 2 of them. And those things, like, in good working condition, I mean, they'll sell for anywhere from, I mean, depending on the physical condition too, but anywhere from $1,800 to $4,200. So it really is a find to be able to get something like that.
Now we have another piece of news that we want to bring up to you guys to see, because I want to get everybody's opinion on this, and this might not be something that any of you guys even care about. But what did you guys think about this with Microsoft signs a 10-year contract to bring Xbox games to Nintendo consoles, and that includes Call of Duty?
Mm-hmm.
What's everybody's thoughts on this? Is it a good move? Is it a bad move? Because we all know.
Do you remember
Nintendo
when Call of
doesn't do
Duty
good for
came
Nintendo.
out on Wii? Do you remember when Call of Duty came out on the Wii?
I do, and it was a bad experience.
It was bad. It was just bad.
Well,
Nintendo.
Well, I
is
think
not
that was also
set
the
up
last
to
Call
run.
of Duty to come out on a Nintendo console, wasn't it?
No, Black Ops 2 came
Black
out on
Ops
the
2
Wii U,
did.
and Black Ops 2
Oh,
on the
okay.
Wii U was like the best version. It was great.
But
Okay.
So
Nintendo hasn't been known for their online experience. I mean, if we're going to be completely honest,
Mm-hmm.
Xbox has the best online experience, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of concerned about this because
Yeah.
are they going to get the same Call of Duty game that we get on the PlayStation and the Xbox?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the focus right now. Like, I have a lot of friends.
I think there's a deeper layer to this. Microsoft themselves signed a 10-year deal to bring Xbox games to Nintendo consoles, including Call of Duty. Last time I checked, that deal from Activision still isn't done yet. So, I mean, that could be. I mean, unless they're coming to an agreement and it's finalized, because last time I checked, they were trying to get legislation to stop the deal. Even though Sony, let's be real, y'all get all the freaking games and y'all just do what y'all want to do and nobody tries to stop y'all. I digress. But I think that's the caveat for it. Xbox games coming to Nintendo console was great, but Call of Duty, that's the question mark. That's the real question.
Well, didn't they also already work out a deal with Sony where they're going to keep at least Call of Duty coming for another 10 years?
Yeah, and Phil Spencer did say that, but they were still trying to block the deal because, it'll come, but it could be one of those things like remember when GTA 5 came out? And when GTA 5 came out on the PS3 and the 360, Xbox had exclusive rights for the console to go online with GTA Online first for like a month. So it could be this. So it could be the same thing in this deal where they're like, well, they can get Call of Duty 3, 4, 5 months later, or they can get a certain aspect of the game like Warzone or something 3, 4, 5 months later. So it's a sticky road that they're traveling with this. So I think that's the bigger story at all this.
So do you think maybe the other side of this deal is they're doing this to say, see, look, we're not trying to be exclusive. We can buy Activision.
Exactly. It's one hand washing the other. It's look here. Listen, we're not trying to monopolize the market. We're playing ball. It's Sony who doesn't want to work with us. So it's smart on Nintendo's end. It's genuinely smart, but it's just kind of Microsoft's just like, now what, Sony? Now what? And then let me remind you, we could buy you.
Worst Jago says the contract is contingent on the Microsoft Activision deal closing.
Right.
And here's another thing too, though. I mean, like a 10-year contract, So the real question is like, which Call of Duty games are they going to be bringing to Switch? A, and B, if they do end up coming out with a next-gen Nintendo console, then I could see it making even more sense.
Right, because literally it's going to be legacy games. Honestly, it's going to be something like Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. It's not going to be any of the new ones right now, and I think it's going to be a lot of legacies.
Or they're going to do that janky cloud streaming versions.
Yeah, that's the other fear of it, And then when it comes to Xbox games, a lot of Xbox games are graphically demanding. What Xbox games are you bringing? I mean, are you going to say it's going to be in the same vein as like Cuphead? You're not bringing Gears of War unless it's through the cloud. Anything that comes through Xbox, unless it's like Rare Replay, is coming through the cloud. Like honestly,
right? They're going to do like they did with Witcher and just bring it a cloud version.
I'm
So,
curious because I don't think the experience is going to be what everybody's anticipating. That's my fear. Let me say it that way. That's my fear because I don't foresee
Oh no,
it.
that's a valid fear. That's absolutely a valid fear.
I'm really worried. Worst Jago says he goes on and says that's also why Microsoft signed the same deal with Nvidia to bring all of their games for 10 years to GeForce now to convince the regulators that they are bringing their games everywhere. It's smart. No, it is. It's 100% smart.
It's very intelligent.
It makes sense on their part.
Yeah. My only advice is this: unless you have a Switch OLED and your dock isn't a hardwire,
That's
may I
right.
suggest to you a wired LAN adapter
Yep.
so some of you guys can have decent internet.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys got to watch. My son and I, we did it with our. I wasn't going to get the OLED model, but with my son, he ended up getting like a $250 trade-in for his Switch. So he only had to pay like $150 to get
Well,
the
not
OLED. So that's what he did. He traded in. Now I kept my original Switch. We put it in the other room for like when we have people over, we can play like the party games,
At
where you do.
GameStop? Which GameStop did he go to?
We went to the one right at our local mall.
It's like there's a difference.
This was a few months ago. Don't get all excited.
The one next to 7-Eleven.
What GameStop gives you that much money for a used Switch? That's
I'm
what I
telling
wanna
you.
know.
I'm telling you. That's why we were like shocked.
I walk
Yeah.
into GameStop and I'm like, here's my mint condition PS4, and they're like $10.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I
But-
turn around and look in the
no,
case,
no.
and they're like $500.
But you got to remember though, that's a PS4. Nintendo products always retain their value,
Yep.
and a lot of people just aren't trading in their consoles. They're not
He
going.
was going to
GameStop,
take
they're
the
selling
box.
offer, whatever.
He was going to take the box. I'm like, they're just going to throw it away. I'm like, we're keeping the box because I said
Right.
I could sell the box for $50
Yeah.
to somebody because it's
Right.
it's a launch day. It's a launch day box.
Oh
it's
yeah, those boxes.
Ah.
It's not the red. Mine's the red one.
The economy
white
is
box,
destroyed,
yeah.
but you can buy a Switch box for $50.
That's 100%. So I told him, I said, if you decide you want to sell it, right now we have it in the other room, just as up on the shelf. It's immaculate shape, all the manuals, everything. And I said, well, if you decide you want to sell it, you can sell it. He goes, no, I'm going to keep it because it'll probably be worth a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, probably because it's a release
Gen
day,
1.
and then somebody out there is going to need that box, so they're going to be willing to pay a hefty price tag for it. So I said, oh yeah. So, but yeah, he did. He got it for $150. You can't pass it out, and he gets a brand new Switch, right? So,
Right.
and so the battery life's better, and all that other stuff. So, I still like the Switch. I still think it's great for on the go gaming. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, don't sell your games to GameStop. You're better off just lighting them on fire or something because you're not gonna get. You'll get more enjoyment out of that. So Jade's 100% right on that. I'm trying to look here. I think Bill, that was everything that you had sent to me. I believe.
I think so.
Hey, where is MG? Has MG been in here?
You know what?
I have not seen him.
He has not been in here to bust my chops.
Yeah, well, what the heck?
He's slacking. I hope he's feeling all right. I don't see him in the chat room. MG, we miss you. What were you gonna say, Bill?
Yeah. No, I'm glad to see Endless. Little shout out to him. He had a transformer blow by his house during the show.
I told him not to press that button. Endless, what did we discuss on Twitter? I said, don't press that button. And you instinctively did. You pressed that button. So it's all your fault. Well, what we'll do is we're going to wrap this up. Mr. Moat, what do you got going on this week that people need to know about?
Let's see. Okay, so tomorrow night on the Mo Plays channel, which I'm probably going to rebrand, whatever, right? We have Shaft of Pleasure, one of the strongest people in the arcade one fighting community, taking on Ultra Sean. I haven't advertised it yet.
I've seen him. I'm sorry, Mo, but I've seen him on the servers, and every time I see that name, I have to laugh so hard because it's just so great. And he's really good, so his wins are just like ridiculous. But
absolutely.
I'm just like, I've played him before, and I mean, he kind of like just smeared me all over the screen. But it was just, anyways, that name just cracks me up. It's great.
Yeah, so him and they're fighting tomorrow night, and then on Sunday we'll do some Sunday stuff. So Among Us VR and regular Among Us. So if you've got one and you want to come hang out, you can. might be a quick takes video coming out tomorrow because I have something on my mind that I want to talk about. Other than that, my daughter's birthday party. So yeah, that's about it. That's all. That's all. That's all I got.
Happy birthday!
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Awesome. Happy birthday to your daughter.
How old is she?
She is 8 going on 23. But she'll be 9.
Yeah.
She'll be 9.
Right.
I know that feeling. Jade, what do you got coming up this week?
Nothing too crazy. I just released the second part of the John D interview, and I also did an updated tour with like the new HS5 and moved a couple of things around. And I will release that segment that we had. It'll either be out tonight or tomorrow morning. So, but aside from that, I don't think there's anything crazy. I'm going to really have my hands full the next week and a half or so. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, make sure you guys check out that interview that she did. We were watching earlier. Mr.
It's by the way, I'm sorry. It's not supposed to be like a strictly, just so you guys who are here have like some kind of context. It's not supposed to be like a strictly like I'm asking him questions only about Arcade 1-Up. Like it's supposed to be a well-rounded interview that has like a lot of different aspects of the business end of things, as well as like kind of how he has grew into the industry, so to speak, and like his history with video games as well. So just so you guys know, there's that aspect of it as well. So if you're interested in those kind of things, you might find it interesting.
Mr. Bill, what do you got on your plate this week?
Well, let's see. I guess the biggest thing for me is I'm finally getting the floor installed for what will ultimately be my game room after months and months and months of trying to get somebody to come and do it. So I'm very excited to have that happen, which means I'll be moving things around, getting things set up. Beyond that, I've got a couple of ideas for some videos coming up, and very as nice as and quiet as it's been in my house, I'm excited for my daughters and my granddaughter to come home from South Korea on Sunday, so be spending a little time with them too.
Awesome.
And Worst Jago says if you didn't buy Food Fight, it's sold out. That's correct. And also, that reminds me, I will be finishing up my Food Fight review video this weekend, so that will be out next week, actually.
Awesome. Yeah, I just put mine out a couple days ago. I've been getting serious with this. I've actually been putting out a video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm going to continue that trend, 6 p.m. Eastern. In fact, tomorrow, I have a video coming out. The push-pull spinner thunderstick review for Glenn's push-pull that I put in Tron. the thunderstick that I pre-ordered that he had up for $20. I'll talk to you and give you my thoughts on that. I also have another video that's going to come out on Monday. It's going to be the unboxing of the LiveView Solo Pro. And then Wednesday, I have a video coming out for the Dig Dug review on the Arcade 1-Up. So I've got 2 videos in the can, ready to go, and then I'll be filming next week for some more. Again, I'm going to try to get these out.
And Steven he's at 7.87, you guys. So if you're liking the stuff, and obviously all you guys are here, we love you. Thank you for your support. But share the streams, share Steven's stuff, help him boost up to 8K. It helps the show, helps all of us. So
absolutely,
yeah, we're trying and.
Yep.
So we wanted to let you guys know too. We were gonna wait a little bit, but we talked to Moat last week about coming on here, and he's generously agreed to come on here since when Glenn wanted to step away and kind of do his own thing. We said to Moat, we said, "Hey, would you want to come on with us?" And he said, "Yeah, if I have to."
I don't think it was more like that. I think it was more of a yeah. I took somebody's job. You see it, chat? I did it. It works. This is America. Equal opportunity. I took someone's job. See that? You see that?
Boat's Boat goes, I want a better contract than what Glenn had. That was his big thing he said.
Mike wins the internet.
Listen, I can't fill his shoes. You know what I mean? But I'm thankful for even being offered the opportunity. And hopefully you guys don't get too sick of me, And yeah, man, it's just same thing you see now, same thing you see every week. So
Now you're not a
Thank you.
gatekeeper, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, no.
I don't have a gate to keep. So
So we'll get you added to the intro and the countdown and stuff like that. But yeah, again, it just kind of happened. Like we felt really comfortable with him on the show. It just seemed like it just flowed. So we were like, yeah, let's do it.
Jeff. Safe. Film
I don't know. I need no. So okay. So here's the reality. Bill and I needed somebody to protect us from Jayde. That's the reality of it. That was
Okay.
that was the reality of all this, right? So you notice we put Jayde next to Moat because, well, we'd end up ripping each other apart the whole show. So
We actually may need to switch them around.
okay, we'll push her all the way at the end. Yeah, I like that idea. We'll put her all the way at the end, so Moat's like the big wall before you get to her. I like your thinking.
I need me some moat, or I'm gonna be off the rails. So.
You know that's gonna get clipped out of context, right? You know that, right?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Like
no.
like everything else,
no.
right? Everything goes
More
south.
publicity.
Yep.
Right.
But guys, we really appreciate you guys coming on here. Next week we'll be back with some more content for you guys. We had so much to talk about. We slimmed down on the segments that we had, but next week we'll have some more segments. I'll film some stuff, and remember, we always got some surprises at the end. But we'll see you guys next week for more of Game Time.
You're still here? Go home. It's over. Go.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.